Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened. Um, let's run through the list of stuff that didn't happen with characters, because, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm trying to be sarcastic in a joking way, and I can't. Let's start with Steve. Let's start with Steve, Kayla, and John, or as I like to sit there and say, Steve v. John, because that's really what happened. And to be honest, nothing really came of it. You had Steve and John arguing about Trip and Allie, and, Steve pretty much mentioned that, he has a DNA test, and we'll sit there and say who's right and who's wrong, and, we'll find out. John, I don't want to sit there and say John being John, because to be honest, besides this storyline, he's honestly been like a decent character, and I'm befuddled on how to go about it, because I'm partly just like, this dude is not even listening to logic or reasoning. He's not even considering the possibility that, Allie could have been lying. She could have not, remembered everything that she said she remembered, because, as Steve pointed out, she was intoxicated, but nope. And he's just like, nope, he did it. I believe her. She wouldn't lie. And that's the end of that. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of started looking at my phone after a while, because I was just like, I'm not doing this whole poor Allie, she could do no wrong. Of course, Kayla had to sit there and remind them that, you know what, listen, this is about Ciara. This is a day for Ciara. Y'all need to just kind of just put aside this, table this until tomorrow, and just be there for Ciara and her loved one. Ciara's memory and her loved ones. And they both decide to, you know what, you're right, whatever. And then they go in their separate corners pretty much, or John heads towards the pub or whatever, and of course he's still mad or whatever, and Marlena is pretty much the best and only thing that has been to calm him down before he goes, berserk and, want to ruining the after memorial thing. Meanwhile, you got Steve that's upset, because he's like, you know what? He pretty much said the same thing that I said, that, Allie could do no wrong, she's a perfect angel, she never lies, she's never mixed up anything, and I'm not gonna lie, this story is getting exhausting. But, Kayla goes to the hospital because I guess she got called on an emergency, and she's like, you know what, listen, I'll check the results when I get there. So, yeah, she goes to, she's like, I'm gonna go and check the DNA results and stuff like that. Later on, when Steve tries to call Trip, because, Kayla was like, listen, you gotta tell Trip, like, that we did this, because, if you thought he was gonna be mad before, wait till he finds out whatever the results is, so tell him now. And she calls him up, and she's like, listen, we got the results back, so we're gonna find out tomorrow. I'm hoping we're gonna find, this isn't GH. We're gonna most likely find out tomorrow. And you know what, listen, it's not even sitting there saying spoilers, because I'm just throwing this out there. The results is gonna come back that he is a match for, Henry. Not because he did it, but probably because of one of his siblings did it. I'm just putting that out there because I know that's most likely the case. I'm guessing. Like 90%. Let's talk about Allie and Claire. You know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I tried to do that with a straight face, and I couldn't do it because, to be honest, they both annoyed the hell out of me today. Claire, with her comment about Hope not, coming to the, to the memorial, and she's all like, "Oh, well, she's so desperate to sit there and believe that Sierra's alive after everything." I'm like, Jesus Christ! You know what? If there's a chance that Sierra could be alive, instead of you just sit there saying, "You know what? We're just gonna just give up because even though we don't see a body parts." Anything like a large amount of DNA like blood, nah, she's done. Man, I hate to be your damn cousin, Jesus. So she says that, which by the way, if you can tell, annoyed the hell out of me. And then we start getting on the bandwagon of hating Trip because Ali said that he did it, and Claire being Claire, she just believed him because I'm not gonna get into it, but so they talk and talk and talk, and that's when Ali was talking about the DNA test. And she's all like, why would he agree to it if, he knows that he's going to come back, totally innocent. I mean, like, totally guilty and stuff like that. And, of course, Allie says something along the lines of, what if it... Like, she doesn't say... She says something along the lines of, like, what if he comes back and, it's not... Like, there's no way that, it could be somebody else or whatever. Something along those lines of, like, what happens if... it comes back and, it's not Trip. But then she's all like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this is where we get to the point about Ali and her reaction. I don't think that she knows Ali that well, I'm assuming. But she knows how Ali is. I feel like everyone in town knows how Ali is. Like, if you say something that goes against what Ali, believes or feels or whatever, she's so quick to bite your head off. And I feel like that's why she just apologized, that quick. I don't know what happens. I don't remember what happens, but something along the lines of Claire goes to see Sierra's grave. Now, of course, there's this quick scene between Sean and Trip, and they're talking, and Trip is being very apologetic for not intruding and stuff like that. And then I think he's about to sit there and tell Sean what happened, but then Sean gets a call about Ben or whatever, and then he heads off. And then Allie comes in. So Allie and Trip talk for a little bit, about... Honestly, tell you, if I'm not going to lie, I don't even remember what they're talking about. But it gets to a point where Trip is like, you know what, listen, I'm about to leave. My dad called me. I'm heading out. And then Allie's like, wait. I need you to answer me a question. Or answer a question or whatever. I was like, I'm sorry, this guy did supposedly just a huge and terrible thing. Why are you sitting there questioning him at that point? Like, wouldn't you want him as far away from you as possible? But then, of course, she asks, she's like, well, if you are sitting there saying that you didn't do it or whatever, and we know that you did, why did you agree to a DNA test? And, of course, Trip is like, I'm sorry, what? It's like, I'm sorry, what? What did I do? So, yeah. It's going to go down. I already saw... Well, I didn't see the previews, but I read the description towards tomorrow's episode, so... I was not to think about